I'm Erin Burnet, live in Tehran tonight, where voters in Iran are going to be going to the polls in just a few hours. And it's a very different scene from 2009 in the disputed election. There are people here who are passionate, but many who feel disillusioned. You may remember the 2009 elections. Around the world, there is one image that may be burned in your mind. There were protesters, of course, who were brutally cracked down on by the government after the election when it was disputed. This time, though, it's very different on the streets. And the big question is, what's changed? A defining moment in Iran, one of the most widely watched deaths in history. Neda Aga Sultan was shot, instantly a symbol of mass protest following Iran's contested 2009 presidential election. The 26-year-old aspiring tour guide who wanted to watch the protests was caught up in the chaos, killed by a single gunshot wound to the chest, just 8 days after Iran's incumbent president Mahmoud Ahmadinejad won a landslide victory. The result was quickly challenged by his opponent, Mir Hossein Mousavi.
This demonstration is illegal. The government denied them permission to come here today, but the people defied that decision.
People are now in the street and they've been burning tires, burning bus at least. There's been some riot situations, lots of marches, people shouting down with dictatorship. Mousavi, get our vote back for us.
Mousavi was known as a reformer. His supporters, many young university students, believed he would change Iran for the better, moving their country away from the hardline policies that Ahmadinejad favored.
I would like to have a lot more respect from other countries towards my country, and I think Mousavi will guarantee that future, I hope.
I'm not satisfied with the situation that we're having here.
We hope that this time real reform will happen from within.
This time around, it's a lot different. The hero of the Green Movement, Mousavi, is under house arrest, and even the universities have been closed. Tehran University is right behind me. It's one of the biggest in the country, and the students were told by the government to, well, end the school year early, take an early holiday. Everyone here says that's because they don't want the students involved in protests like in 2009. Back then, a lot of students here from Tehran University, like students around the country, were involved. Some of them were jailed or even expelled.
As a matter of fact, there is nothing changed because there is no democracy.
The candidate rallies look very different than they did in 2009. And locals say they see a complete communication lockdown on the horizon. Many internet cafes are closed, and many here fear social media is being closely watched. An amazing thing to see how different things are. Some people have hope. Others, though, when we talk to some young voters today, they don't really want to come on camera and talk about it, but they don't feel that their vote matters. And so their way of voting and their way of protesting is to not vote at all. So it's going to be a fascinating next 24 hours as this first round of the election happens. We have more of our live coverage from Iran in just a couple moments when we come back. When we've been into stores, we have seen not just American products easily available, but products of America's allies. And I want to mention that because it's America and its allies that currently together are imposing what the White House says is the toughest and broadest sanctions regime in history. So, are these sanctions an exercise in futility or not? A special report next.